Hey guys, Jerry West here. I had a couple technical difficulties, but I'm on here live. I'm going to share this to my Facebook group here. 52 lessons. And we'll share it to my team group as well. All right, there we go. Okay. Jerry West here. I am here to do lesson 7, Remember Your Why. And this is based on my book, 52 Lessons from Network Marketing. So for those of you that aren't familiar, I wrote a book called 52 Lessons from Network Marketing. It's available on Amazon and Kindle. And every week I do a personal development live based on one of the lessons, and we're on lesson 7, Remember Your Why. I have a private Facebook group for this that I typically do the video inside, but today I decided to do it on my Facebook wall for everybody to see. And I wanted to let you know that if you want to be part of my private Facebook group and have access to these lessons every week, just search for the Facebook group, 52 Lessons from Network Marketing, and add yourself to the group. And it's a safe haven, so it could be anybody from any company. It's not company specific. There's no pitching in there. There's no spam in there. It's all personal development designed to help you bring your business to the next level. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just look for Jerry West and find the one that has the playlist 52 Lessons. I post every lesson in my YouTube channel as well, so you can rewatch it. You can share it with your teams. You can share the links inside the private Facebook group. Obviously, all the lives are saved in there, so you could rewatch any of the lessons and get caught up. And you're not required to buy the book if you want to be in the group. However, if you want to follow along with us, I do recommend that you grab yourself a copy of 52 Lessons from Network Marketing on Amazon or Kindle. So today's lesson, remember your why. Remember your why, guys. What I want you to do right now is just quickly type what your why is in the comments, okay? What's your why? Real quick, one sentence. What is your why? Why are you doing this business? That's what I want to know. Because it's really important to remember why you're doing this business, okay? You hear people say it all the time. If you're doing this just for the money, then it's not going to be a passionate enough reason to continue doing it. Now, I'm not saying that if you're, if you're a seasoned business person or a seasoned networker, a lot of times people start a business because they see the income potential, they see the money, and there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is, the person that's new to this, that's never done this before, that's going to struggle and go through hardships or difficulties or not understand how the business works when they first get started, you have to have a why that's strong enough to keep you going and not quit. Because if you keep thinking to yourself, I want to make more money, I want to make more money, I want to make more money, well, that's all nice and good, but that's not as motivating as, I need to send my kids to college, I want to retire early, I don't want to work at X job for the rest of my life, or whatever it might be. It's making money is what's going to allow you to achieve your why, but you're not going to be able to go out there and be passionate enough about what you're doing unless you know clearly what your why is. And most companies, when you first get started, the getting started steps, if you have a success kit that your company has, mine does, if you look at your success kit, it's going to ask you to write down the reasons why you decided to start your business. And that's very, very important to know what those are, because when you go through difficulties and hard times, you can look back and think, okay, and I've been there, this is why I started. Do I want to give up on this dream? Do I want to give up on these reasons why I started the business? So I typed in the quotation above that you guys would hear how I got started. So a lot of you have heard some of my story before. I'm not going to go through the whole story, but I'll tell you. Back in 2012, actually it really started probably back in 2010, because in September of 2010, I was fired from a job that I had for almost 9 years. I sat in a cubicle, and it was a miserable existence. I really had no ambition to do anything more. And I would just sit in a cubicle all day until I could go home and have some beers. And that was pretty much what my life was at that point. I never thought about being an entrepreneur at that point. But I was fired, thankfully, because that woke my ass up And in the beginning of 2012, I joined my first network marketing company. All right. And that was like a year and 3 months after I got fired from that job was when I joined my first network marketing company, because I started focusing more on what I really wanted in life rather than wallowing in my sorrows and drinking my life away or whatever, not being a good enough husband, not being a good enough father. I wanted more than that. And what I realized, what I was starting to realize in 2011 was that even though I had gotten myself a good job, I was making 60 something grand in a year, which is a good job where I live. I wanted more than that. I was living paycheck to paycheck. There was no money left at the end of the month. If my family wanted to go on vacation, I needed to charge that on credit cards. I mean, we were buying a family vehicle. I was charging the down payment on a credit card, which is like probably one of the worst decisions you could possibly make, is to finance a down payment of a vehicle on a credit card. You're screwing yourself. But we had no other choice because there was enough money to pay the bills every single month, and that was pretty much it. We had no savings. I had 2 boys. How the heck was I going to send them to college without taking out a second loan on my house at some point, which had a 30-year mortgage on it? All right. We wanted a bigger house than we lived in at the time, which in the end of 2011, right before I started network marketing, we did move into a bigger house in the same village that I live in. And, the mortgage payment was quite a bit higher, about $600 higher a month. So I needed to do something. I wanted more. I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life. I didn't want to work until I was 70 years old, 75 years old, or for the rest of my life. I don't mind working. I probably will do this. I probably will always be working, but at least I'll be doing something I love. But I didn't want to work a job, be stuck working a job, living paycheck to paycheck, until, eventually I get too old and people want to fire me and hire somebody younger. And then what do? Then I'm bagging groceries at the supermarket or working at McDonald's when I'm 70 years old. No thanks. That's not for me. If that's the path you're on, you need to change that path. So I was going to a networking group all throughout most of 2011. I was going to a local networking group, and one day a guy walked in talking about residual income and people earning crazy checks, and I was just like, what is this guy doing? What is he talking about? I had to know what he was talking about. And the funny thing is that I set up, when you go to networking groups, how many people go to networking groups here? Give me a hand, raise hand, if you go to networking groups. So when you go to networking groups, you set up one-on-ones to meet with people for like a coffee outside of the networking group so you can get to know them a little bit better and build your referral network, right? Because people refer people to others that they know, like, and trust. And the real networking happens after the meeting is over. So I set up a one-on-one with this guy, and he came prepared to show me his presentation. We sat down, and the first thing he did was he whipped out Success from Home magazine and started showing me some stuff on there and some success stories. He actually picked one out that related to me, and then he opened his laptop and was going to show me a video presentation on his laptop, and we were in a coffee shop, and he couldn't get the laptop to turn up loud enough so that I could actually hear it, right? And I have trouble hearing with background noise. So the funny thing is, and he must have been so frustrated at the time, because we've all dealt with this, is I was like, I'll just watch it later. How many times have you heard that story? Someone says, yeah, I'll take a look at your video, right? And they just never freaking look at it. How many of you have dealt with that before? Drop me a number 5 in the comments if you've dealt with someone saying, oh, I'm going to take a look at your business presentation on my own, and then they disappear and ghost you and you never hear from them again. They never actually look at it. It's called an ask hole, right? Have you dealt with that before? All right. So, but I was different, okay? Because I wanted to see what the heck this guy was doing. And I'm not going to mention the company or anything like that, because I promise this group is a safe haven. But, so I go home and I watch I actually that night watched the presentation, 20-minute video, 20 minutes of videos or whatever, and I saw it. And I wanted to join right away. And I contacted him the next day and I said, I think I'm going to do this. And I did it. I ended up joining, and I went through a lot of struggles from that point on since I joined, because number one, I never did network marketing before. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Number two, I had a lot of personal mindset barriers, or limiting beliefs where, I didn't believe in myself, or I didn't think that I had the credibility to show people a business. So I was not networking up, I was networking down, and I was, trying to get the low-hanging fruit, the people that wouldn't actually be interested in doing something. The funny thing is, you should be always networking up, because the people that are the most successful, which were the people that I was afraid to contact at that time, the people that are most successful are the ones that you should be contacting, because they're the ones that have an open mind to look at something. They're the ones that are going to look at something to make money. Not the ones that when you network down, your brother-in-law sitting at home on the couch who doesn't have a job or whatever. That's not the person that you want in your business, okay? And that's the person that's also going to look at it and say, this is a scam. I don't want to do this. They're going to give you financial advice. How many of you, drop a 4 in the comments, how many of you have ever gotten financial advice from somebody who doesn't have a lot of money? Drop me a 4 in the comments. You get financial advice from people who aren't doing anything in life, right? So we don't want to take financial advice from those people. But that's how I got started. I struggled through a first year. It actually took me a year, and I hit the first rank in the company. You had to build a team of 6 people to hit the first rank in this company, right? Well, guess what? I sponsored all 6 people. Nobody I brought in did anything. That was a frustrating lesson to learn. That's one of the lessons in this book, I think. So, it was hard, but, I knew why I started, and I had staying power. I didn't let anything stop me, although I have to say, in the last, it's going to be almost 7 years now that I've been in network marketing, I have had plenty of times where I wanted to quit. I was like, I'm not built for it. You have those limiting beliefs like, I'm not cut out for this. That's one limiting belief. I'm not cut out for this. Well, guess what? Go back to your why. Look at other people's stories and see how many people that may have not been cut out for this that have done it, okay? I don't know the right people. That's another one. I'm going back to last week's lesson. Drop all your excuses. But I've had plenty of these moments. The point is, over the past almost 7 years, it'll be 7 years in January, that have made me feel like I wanted to quit, that could have knocked me out of the game. But I always went back and I remembered my why. I remembered why I started. And when you think about why you started, you're not going to want to quit. Can you really look yourself in the mirror and give up on yourself? Can you really look into your kids' eyes and give up on them and say, you know what, this is too hard, so I quit? Heck no. You're not going to do that, right? You're never going to say that to your kids. You're never going to say that to yourself. You're never going to say that to your spouse. I give up on you. I give up on these dreams that we have because it's too hard, because I don't want to put the time in to learn, because I don't want to give up watching TV, because I don't want to do personal development. Guys, seriously, I've done personal development every single day for the last almost 7 years. Probably missed a few days, but I've done personal development constantly, over and over again, working on my mindset. Remember your why, because your why is not going to let you quit. Your why, your dream, is not going to let you quit. And if you're struggling now, just know that there's other people out there. I'm one of them that have dealt with plenty of struggles. I've been there. I've been through, I can't make a sale. I've been through, nobody wants to join me. I've been through the I'm not cut out for this, the I don't know the right people, the this area is saturated, the, nobody wants to listen to me, the system doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. I've been through all of that, okay? And I've had the staying power because I've always remembered my why, and I've learned from what I've gone through and applied it and did things differently. I was willing to do things differently. I was willing to step out from the crowd and work on my mindset to the point where I didn't care what other people thought, Because eventually what you realize as you grow your mindset and as you become a stronger person is that you're going to attract more of the types of people to you that you want in your business, rather than trying to go after the people that you don't want and wondering why those people don't want to do anything because they're the ones that need it the most, right? It's not always the people that you think need this business the most that are going to come in and kick butt in this business. It's the ones that you look at that are sharp. You want to attract sharp people to you, right? Sharp people. And there's a lot of sharp people out there that have never done network marketing before that are very, very successful, that are tired of living paycheck to paycheck. They might have a nice big house, they might be driving around in the BMW, but guess what? They have a nice big mortgage payment and a nice big car payment to go with that, right? They look really successful, but at the end of the day, they're working 40 hours a week and they don't have anything in the bank. They're spending all their money on bills. Look for those people that are working really, really hard, that are successful, because those are the people that you want. Those are the people that you want, and those are the people that have huge whys, and they probably have the motivation, determination to go out there and actually build a business and do it. All right? And when you go through these struggles and you're able to have staying power and you're able to continue and you develop that story like I have to tell other people, I could tell people a story. I mean, part of my struggle was at some point, like in 2013, I actually started a traditional franchise, a mailing business that didn't work out. I was in bankruptcy in 2015, even though I had built a pretty decent network marketing team and had that fall apart. And that was a tough lesson to learn because I had to pick up the pieces and start over again somewhere else. I started over. But I didn't let that stop me either. I didn't let, reaching success and then losing it, I didn't let that stop me. I started again. And I said, this time I'm going to crush it. And I did. Right? But I have that story now. I have that story. Bankruptcy 2015, multiple six-figure income earner by 2018. I mean, that's a great story. But you can't quit if you want that story. You have to embrace those struggles and always focus on the reason why you started, because the reason that you started is what's going to always keep you going. So that's what I have for you guys today. Oh, and I just dropped my book on the ground. I'm actually standing on my deck. I just knocked my book off. That's great. So anyways, if you guys are not in my Facebook group and you want to do these lessons every week along with my book, just search for the Facebook group 52 Lessons from Network Marketing and add yourself to the group. It's free to be involved. Once again, open for anybody in any company. You don't have to buy my book, but it's a good book, so buy it. Okay? Go to 52lessonsbook.com, 52lessonsbook.com, and you can buy it on Amazon. All right, guys. So I will see you next week with lesson 8, which I believe lesson 8 is take action. It's a great one. All right, guys. See ya. Have a good one.